Hi there, this is Dilip Mehra, and the channel is Pilgrim by Dilip Mehra. And this ongoing series that we have, which is You Are the Goal, that's the topic. And one thing very important when we are working on ourselves and trying to find love for ourselves, fall in love with ourselves, one thing very important in that is innocence. And what I would say is that we all have this beautiful quality of innocence in us, which somewhere either got blocked or got suppressed or got diverted. This is a childlike quality that we all have, no matter what age we reach at. We need to go back and connect with that innocence, connect with that childlike attribute, the child in us. That child needs to be taken care of, because whenever, even if we go to a physician, he or she will definitely make us sit, and if it is an illness, they will discuss, okay, so have you had any pattern? They'll discuss from our childhood if we have had any symptoms. So basically, in the same way, when we are working on ourselves, we have to go back and connect with that child, because that child is where we were most joyous. And then obviously the world came, and all the material energy, and also a life graph, then peer pressure, and we change, and we look at other people, and then we outwardly we become smart or cunning or whatever our attributes or patterns start emerging. In that, somewhere that child takes a back seat. We have to somehow, that's a beautiful thing, we have to connect with our child. All the saints, all the mystics, if you see, they have this beautiful childlike quality. They would, people who have associated with these highly awakened soul, they say that they had this innocent quality about them. And this innocence is actually, it's a jewel. It's so beautiful. We should not lose that. So we need to go and connect with that child which is there, because what I see today, and I remember my life, and I would say I got lucky, because obviously the atmosphere at home, my parents, and also maybe that was my nature also, that somewhere I could enjoy my childhood, and if I remember, those were beautiful years, and I did not have as such any particular sort of a knot or something that I feel I was suppressed or regressed, or in somewhere I had to subdue something, some attributes at that time. So I really came, I feel I'm blessed. But there's still, I see in my space, and if I remember in my childhood, I had other, my family, in my family, cousins, and also friends, and I see a lot of them had to go through that, and not because of any fault of theirs, but it's just something that different people, because of their different energies, so much, we talk about karma from past life and this life or whatever it is, but somewhere they were not being able to navigate at that time, and those kids at that time, now that when I see them, I see that they are longing to come out, and they miss that childhood somewhere, and that is repressed in them. And that's very important. We need to go and visit our childhood and bring out that child again. In doing that process, sometimes it can be a little painful, because you might have some memories or a journey backward. But in that backward journey, we will be able to pluck out the weeds which are unnecessarily disturbing us, and go and reach to that child, because that child wants to dance, that child wants to sing, that child wants to have fun without ego. And that is very important. No matter whether you are 40, 50, 60 or 20 or 80, you need to go back and bring that child in you, because that child is full of love. If we remember, when we were young, we did not have the calculations of the business and this and that, or money or properties. All we wanted was just to have fun. We were not even worried about food. That mother used to call and shout and get us in the house so we can eat, and then we go rush out again and play like crazy and come all dirty, all tired, and then it was so beautiful, and then sleep all tired. Then the next morning again we are like, okay man, come on, let's go. So that innocent childlike fun of life needs to be revived. We are somewhere missing that quality. We become too serious. And not people who are 40, 50, 60, 70. I'm talking about young kids today are becoming very serious, because they are seeing so much. Of course, it's not their fault, because the life is so fast paced. They have to cope up with so much of information, so much of this, and the pressure is there to prove something as soon as they can, to the world, to the family, that see, I have achieved it, see, I'm getting there, see, I've got that degree, see, I am in that genre, see, I found my goal, see, I am this. There is no space for them to be just fun, just be innocent, just be having a good time. And that is very important. We need to go and revisit that. So because of that, even young people, they have become too smart, too cunning. They have answers for everything, and they are lost. They have answers. Why? Because they can get the answers today. Knowledge is so easily available. But that knowledge is not wisdom. That knowledge is not even experience. That knowledge is pure information. So they are informed, and because of that they grow up. They are growing up very fast. They're becoming very, in some sense, becoming cunning. In some sense, some of them are even becoming very. They're outsmarting each other, and in that process, because it is just information, it is not helping them inside, and because of that, they are becoming more of a recluse. And now this is a paradox. Now this is an irony, because outside they are very informed, and you talk to them and you feel, wow, at this young age you are so informed, and oh wow, what an answer, very good. But inside they are lost. They are very insecure. And because of that, they are not communicating now with their parents, with their peers. They feel lonely. They have suicidal tendencies. Why? Because they are not connecting. Why? Because when it was time to connect, they took out all the information, all the knowledge, so they impressed everybody and said, okay, this boy, this girl, they know everything. Okay, very nice. But inside, they don't know. They're lost. And that disconnect is making them crazy, making all of us crazy. Forget them. Because people at one time earlier they did not have too much of information. So they had this beautiful innocence. Even a 40-year-old man you meet and he says, there was an awe. There was an awe. Wow, oh really? Oh, you've been there? Oh, really? It is like that? Why? Because they didn't know. So their beauty was their innocence. And it was so sublime. Even in my life today, I see a lot of people I interacted with, whether it is family or friends or whoever, or even workplace. When they did not know, they were very beautiful because they were innocent. They had this awe thing about. They were so graceful because they were always surprised and they were appreciating and grateful that now they're, wow, it is like that. But now everybody is like constipated. They have eaten so much. And that constipation had made them more complex because that information is just information gathering. It's not experience. It is not wisdom. It is not something they can digest easily because pure information you cannot digest. So it is, you are just recording. You are recording. Mind is recording. What will you do with all that recorded stuff? You need to digest, like a cow after eating sits in a corner and then she chews. She chews to digest. We don't have the time. We don't have any gurus. We will not surrender. We are ego now. I know it. Before you start speaking, the person in front will dictate to you all knowledge. Then you have to keep quiet. It happens quite a bit. So people who don't know me or people who know me very well, both of them, I've seen that there is, the moment you start talking, they know it. So they think, what can they learn from him? But they forget. I have from my experience learned this, to be quiet and I'm trying to create this beautiful habit of being in awe. You have to clean the slate, empty the cup. Stop being cunning and smart and well informed and well connected and arrived. We all feel as if we have arrived in life because we are connected to the source of information. So we feel we have arrived. That is not arriving. You are lost. We are lost. Arriving it's an internal process. When all information is dropped, because what is information? It is memory. Even experience. What is experience? It is memory. I take your memory from you. All experience will be finished. Then who are you? Suppose somebody loses, and it has happened, doctors have worked on it, that people who have lost their memory, all their experience is gone, information is gone, even their ego is gone. And that is a beautiful space people used to be, because they did not have information, they did not have too much of this puffed up, all informed attitude. They had less ego. They were grateful that somebody is telling them something. And that is a very beautiful childlike state. That innocent, like a child, is always in wonder. I remember when we used to go with my parents and they would take us somewhere. There was no social media, there was no exposure. So any place we went was something unique. We had never seen. So we were like, wow. So I used to tell my brother, so nice, wow, man, class, oh, wow. So we were in awe. So were my parents. Because for us, and now you go somewhere, you have already seen it. You can go to Switzerland, you have seen Swiss Alps. Oh yeah, this is Swiss Alps. The person has gone or not, but he knows what Swiss Alps looks like. He has seen 2,000 times on different social medias. So that innocence is going. That joy is going. Of not knowing too much. Being in this humble state of wow. That we have to allow in our lives. We have to allow the innocence to come in our lives. We have to allow that child to come out and dance again in this beautiful cosmic world that the divine has given us. Krishna, I talk about Krishna sometimes, and he is such a beautiful example of childlike innocence. I mean, he's the divine. He's all-knowing, omnipresent, everything. The greatest master of the masters. But when Krishna was dealing day to day in his leelas, in his pastimes with gopis, those are the beautiful damsel girls of Vrindavan, India, his friends, he never portrayed himself as the lord of everything. He used to become them, even lower than them. So they could play with him, they could make him become a donkey, so they could sit on top, or a horse and sit on top of him and then command, and the controller of the controllers, the Almighty, used to become subservient. That is the beauty of all the divinity. The divinity is showing us how subservient we can become, how innocent, childlike we can become. Then only we can enjoy the loving exchange with everybody around us. You cannot become a Hitler and Napoleon Bonaparte and think people will love you. You have to become small, humble, not knowing too much, not showing too much. Just become a speck, and then you see the beauty. Not just that you will receive love from outside, you will receive so much of love from inside, because you're not carrying the baggage of being an Einstein. Even Einstein said, I am at the end of his life. He said, I don't know anything. I realize the more I thought I knew, and it is a fact. It is a fact. All the philosophers, the philosopher, what a philosopher will do, he'll keep arguing. He has knowledge, he has information. But a mystic will not argue. A saint will not. Saint humbly surrenders in the innocence and the bliss of the divine. That's what we need to do. And then we reach to the child which is wanting to connect with us. Please go visit your child. It's about time. Thank you.